Hi, everyone. It's Sunday night. It's time for Region Weather Live, Sunday night edition. I'm meteorologist Matt Wintz. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Boy, this weather in spring is just springing across Northwest Indiana. The later sunsets as well. We've got everything going for us. The only thing that could ruin it would be perhaps some heavy rain and storms this week or a return to snow. I'm going to use that as a tease for this edition of Region Weather Live. We'll talk about the week ahead coming up. Hi there, everybody. A little bit early tonight. I told you there's going to be a window of time between when we do these broadcasts, but I wrapped up with our station broadcasts here a little bit early tonight. I mean, obviously, it's sunny weather, so there's not a whole lot to talk about. So we're doing this a little bit early. But if you're joining us anytime after, 10:30 here as of Sunday night, this information is still going to be relevant, I promise. It's not going to be outdated like it is with winter storms or severe weather or anything like that. So I just want to give you the heads up on that. I want to say hello to Shar. Thanks for joining us this evening, Shar. Good to hear from you. Frederick saying snow. What about Newton County? Frederick, I'll tell you what, we're not done with snow yet this year. At least historically, we're not. I know it's been nice this weekend, but there are some chances of some snow in the forecast. So we'll take you through not just the next week ahead, but I'm going to go 10 days into the forecast if we can. Hi there, Beth. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining us this Sunday night. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. The weather certainly has just been fantastic. All right, so let's get into it. What I want to show you here is just really the next couple of days. We've got an area of low pressure that's going to go through and bring some showers, even a line of thunderstorms as we get into this week. It's also going to keep our warm temperatures going at least for another 2 days, and then we're going to start to slowly kind of chip away at those temps this week. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. So let's time out this rainfall as we get into the Tuesday time frame. Tomorrow, no problems whatsoever. We'll likely see some increasing clouds as a washed out frontal boundary approaches from the west. But tomorrow's dry, another nice balmy day. We ought to make it up into the 60s, pretty similar to today, except for some more high clouds around. But here comes an area of low pressure. This is the one we'll watch, and I'll actually go full screen on this so you can see it just a little bit better there. But you can see this area of low pressure. It's going to be a pretty strong one. This is another one that's bringing heavy snows to areas of Colorado and the Rockies. Don't forget, this is their snowiest time of the year out there. So this is pretty typical for them out in the Rockies to get these heavy snow events, and they rely on it, frankly. But this system's going to be coming out of the Rockies. We'll likely have some storms on the southern end of that. For us, we're going to be on the eastern side, so we'll be on the warmer side of this. But this low pressure, as it starts to move in Tuesday afternoon, is really going to start to weaken, and it's going to kind of retrograde back towards the northwest a little bit. So we're not going to get a very strong, potent storm in here. This is going to bring some rain in here late in the day Tuesday. You can see nothing's really organized on the eastern side of it because we're losing that punch with it. But what I do think we'll get is a line of some rain and perhaps some thunder with that. You can see this particular model agreeing that will develop. This is Tuesday night around 11 o'clock at night. You can see a pretty decent line of some gusty storms heading through Indiana or Illinois, and then eventually into Indiana as we get into the early morning hours Wednesday. But you can see there's not a lot of punch to that. It's coming through during the early morning hours, so we're not expecting anything severe with this, just some rain out of that. So the first thing you need to know about the week ahead, we're going to have some rain around later in the day Tuesday, and then into Tuesday night and Wednesday, pretty sure bet. And then things are going to start to relax a little bit. So I'm going to close out of that, and I want to show you long-term now. We're going to talk as we get into not just this week, but I want to go all the way through next weekend, if that's okay. And you can see this is the latest Euro model run, or actually this is the 12Z, which I think has a better understanding of what's going on. Here comes our system. You can see it brings some rain in here for sure, Tuesday night and Wednesday. But there's our break. Cold front's now off towards our east, but it's kind of stalled out and fizzled out. So we're still in the mild air Wednesday. I think we'll go dry for a little bit on Wednesday, and then watch what happens Wednesday night. We start to develop another area of low pressure down towards Texas. This is going to be the bigger system to watch this week. So a little bit of rain Tuesday afternoon, a little bit of rain Tuesday night, perhaps some gusty showers as we get into early Wednesday morning. and then we get a break, and then we watch. This is going to be, again, the more vigorous system this week as this heads in from the south. So this will be an area of low pressure that comes out of Texas, heads up through the Missouri Valley. Depending on the track of this low, we're either going to get some just decent rain out of this, or we could get some thunder. This will likely produce, as of right now, what I'm seeing with this is a pretty decent severe weather outbreak once again. Again, time frame on this is Thursday, and this is for areas of Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. How about that, right? This would be a very decent severe weather outbreak for them. For us, I don't think it spells severe weather, but look at that low on the Euro run, a very tight, compact, strong low. So this is a wind maker Thursday into Thursday night, but it looks like just rain at this point. I think the severe weather would be east of us, but it's all about the track of this low. The GFS has a much weaker low, and it has it further to the east. So that puts us on the colder side of things, whereas the Canadian model has it a little bit further to the west, right about where this is, which brings it just some rain in here. Look what's happening on the northern end of this. Oh my goodness. This would be a heavy wet snow for areas of Wisconsin. Again, if you're just joining us, time frame on this is going to be Thursday night and Friday. That's really going to be the bigger storm this week, is that Thursday, Friday storm. And depending on the track of this low, if this low goes a little bit further to the east, that puts us in the colder sector. We may see some wet snowflakes from that. Right now, I agree with the Euro. I think this is the best consensus in terms of all the models, which are all over the place right now. Whereas we get some good rain around here Thursday, good rain Thursday night, perhaps some rumbles of thunder, and then we have leftover rain and lots of wind Friday during the day before this thing quickly clears. But look at that. As it clears, the Euro saying heavy wet snow, northern Illinois, even perhaps towards Chicago. Keep in mind, we're watching this Sunday night. This will change, right? All depending on the track and intensity of that low. You hear that all the time, but that really is what this is all about. And so eventually the low pulls out. We do get colder air in here. That's a guarantee Friday into Saturday, but it will be brief until our next system comes in. And this system, models are agreeing on Sunday, is really going to pull some cold air down in here. You can see all those blue lines. Those are temperatures in the upper atmosphere. And that translates to the lower atmosphere typically. So you can see it's kicking off perhaps some lake effect snow to our east, not anticipating any big snows out of this. And, typically doesn't stick very well this time of year. And we rebound nicely in terms of temperatures, but just kind of a little shot to the system with some colder air coming in this time next week. That's what we'll be dealing with. Last thing I want to talk about before we open up with questions and kind of get you on your way here this Sunday night. I told you I was going to keep these things quick. I do want to talk temperatures and let you know kind of what that looks like in terms of these little cold spells and how long this warmer air lasts. So what we're looking at here, these are your high temperatures as we get on into your day tomorrow. Again, I think a day very similar to today. You can see we've got a lot of low 60s across Northwest Indiana. And look at the warmth all the way down towards the south where you'd expect it. So pretty good warm up. And then Tuesday, remember, we've got that showers around. We're still going to be in the 60s, I think. You can see some of the cooler air back in Illinois. We'll be in the 50s there. So a pretty typical spring-like day with some of that rain heading around. Not a big rain for us, but again, we may have some gustier showers, especially Wednesday morning. And then look at this. The heat builds out ahead of that severe weather event that I think will happen. Areas of Tennessee and Alabama, Mississippi, lots of 70s for them. We're still on the borderline between 50s and 60s on Wednesday. So still very spring-like. I mean, this isn't a bad forecast, but then we start to tap into some of that colder air, perhaps, depending on the track of that low. So Thursday, we've got the latest Euro saying 50s north, 60s south. But again, it all depends on the track of that low. And then Friday's when it gets interesting. Look at that little envelope of warmth that heads up, and then you get this cold back and behind it with 40s and 50s in the forecast on Friday. And then as we get on into the weekend, a quick little cool down there behind that next system. I mean, look at the difference. This system heads a little bit further north. We're talking warm temperatures. And then last thing I'm going to show you, I want to leave you on a good note, but unfortunately, it's not in the forecast in terms of highs next week. This is your Monday afternoon high temperatures. Look at the cold air in the Great Lakes. It'll be brief, though. I think we'll be back 50s and 60s right after that. So that's the good news in terms of the forecast. So that's what we're dealing with this week. Again, just to recap, in case you just joined us late, we've got real 2 rain chances this week. We've got some scattered rain chances as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we'll get a little break. And then we get more rain late Wednesday and Thursday that will likely really ramp up Thursday into Friday, if that makes sense. That's our big chunk Thursday, Friday with that storm system. And that could bring us some thunder It could also bring us some heavy rain, but also the chance, depending on the track of the low, maybe some snowflakes mixed in. Not a big deal, right? As of now, we'll have to keep a really close eye on that system, though, Thursday, Friday. And that's really what we'll be updating as we go throughout the week. I want to say hi to everyone that's joined us here tonight. Tomas, hello. Chris, hello. Heather. Yeah, did I say the S word, Heather? I'm sorry, I did. Listen, April is our average last snow around here, depending on where you are. It's usually early to mid-April. Lake effect areas, obviously Porter County, LaPorte County, are the last to clear out from that snow chance. So I don't see any big snows in the forecast, but we can't rule it out this time of year. We get these little surprise blips. It's awful, right? Barbara says, oh, well, it's still March. She gets it, right? Tracy, that's a lot of green. Yeah, that's all the snowflakes. And hi to you, Dee. Thanks for joining us tonight. And Karen, you're welcome for the information. I hope you guys find this information useful. The last thing I want to do is take up a lot of your time, but I do want to get you ready for the week ahead. I mean, we come off the weekend, we're not checking the weather, I get it. So I want this to be kind of our focus on Sunday nights, is to say, okay, what kind of weather are we going to have coming this week? Let's talk about it and then get you off to bed, okay? So that's what we're dealing with tonight. I hope you guys have a wonderful week ahead. Again, the spring-like temperatures are going to help for sure. Sarah asks, is the rain on Tuesday looking to be more late afternoon or evening? Was hoping to make a trip to Lafayette, to the state park down there for a fun day trip. Sarah, it's funny, I stumbled on Lafayette because I had to help out with Memphis, a TV station in Memphis this week for their severe weather earlier this week. And everywhere down south, Lafayette is Lafayette. And it throws me off because I was born and raised up here, obviously. So I'm used to saying that. But I saw that. I almost said Lafayette just because I was so used to that. But it was a really long week helping them out, too. Gosh, I'm so glad that Memphis didn't get severe weather in general, because that really would have made it tricky. But anyway, in terms of rainfall, I think it'll be more late afternoon, evening. That's your best chance for it. I can go back and show you what that looks like on radar, but it's going to be kind of scattered. But the main line that we showed earlier is going to move through probably at nighttime, but there'll be a lot of scattered stuff on radar leading up to that. Not a washout by any means. I don't think it'll be that organized, but again, we will have rain around. So chances that it rains on Tuesday are really good, but it just doesn't look like a ton at this point. So here we go. This is what it looks like on Monday, nothing going on. And then as we get into Tuesday, you can see big old low coming our way, but it's weakening as it moves in. So a lot of that moisture will get kind of torn apart. It'll reach some of our dry air we have. And there you go. This is early afternoon. These are rain chances. This isn't what the radar is going to look like. This is rain chances. So the darker green shows a real good chance of rain, but it's not going to be a solid block like that. So hope that helps. And you can see here's late afternoon now, and then we're getting into the evening. So late afternoon, evening is your best bet. And then that line comes through at night. So hope that helps. Shar, you're welcome. Absolutely. Yes, Sarah, it was a mess. Seriously. The snow that's going to hit Wisconsin is going to be a lot. We're taking a trip to the Dells this weekend. It has a potential to be a couple incher. Right now, just kind of looking at the models, early look at them, I think a general 2 to 4, wherever that ends up. But if this low's a lot stronger, like the Euro's indicating, you get that the thunderstorms, the heavy rain, and then it gets thrown into that cold. It could be maybe a 3 to 6 incher up there. But again, too early to call on any snow in Wisconsin, too early to call on anything with this system, because it could change. It obviously could. We're still talking Thursday, Friday. That's several days away. And we're talking minor details that can change it in a big way. So just keep an eye on that system for sure. Beth, you're welcome. Sarah, you're welcome. Yeah, Sarah, Facebook was reminding me of some of the snow that we had last year. We had snow in the Great Lakes in May last year. So it can certainly happen. It just depends on the right system with cold air meeting up with it. But March is the craziest spread in temperatures. Some of our record highs and lows this week, we had 80s for record highs, and we had -4, -5 for record lows. That is the spread this time of year that you can get in temperatures, some 80 to 90 degrees, right? So we can either, have 30s and cold. It could easily be 70s and warm. So it really is the battle of air masses this time of year. And that's what creates the severe weather, right? You get these big battles of cold heading into warm, and that's typically what drives this. Chuck says a good thunderstorm is nice to wash away all the grime that built up over the winter. Chuck, I totally agree, buddy. Absolutely. Yeah, not just on the cars, but the roads and the pavement and stuff. I hope a lot of you got outside and kind of raked up, some of the leaves and some of the winter stuff going on. I certainly did today, and it's just amazing what accumulates over the winter. It's like, ugh, like where does stuff come from? Heather, you're welcome. All right, guys, we'll let you go on this Sunday night. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining us for Region Weather Live. We'll do another one next week. So grab some tart cherry juice, as I always talk about, and join us next week.